Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Welcome, everyone, to Talking Heads. Today's topic is Make the World a Better Place with Storytelling. I'm your host, author Diann Floyd Boehm. Let's get started. I believe we can use the power of storytelling to make the world a better place. But I believe you first must understand what storytelling is. The objective for today, objectives. We're going to define storytelling, forms of storytelling, the positive effects of storytelling in children's schools, work. Hence, storytelling makes the world a better place. Tips to develop the storytelling messages. So, defining storytelling. According to the National Society of Storytelling Network, storytelling is an ancient form. It's an art form and a valuable form of human expression because storytelling is essential to so many art forms. The word storytelling is often used in many ways. We have storytellers that share stories through movies, songs, theater, books, and verbally. How wonderful it is to have all this variety of storytelling. Today, I would like to concentrate on the type of storytellers who bring a positive message to the listener. We will discuss that topic in more detail in a moment. Why is storytelling important? Stories can help us make sense of ourselves, of others, and the world. The positive effects of storytelling. Well, according to the Cornerstone Learning Center, they explained to parents how storytellers and storytelling can enhance children's learning skills. Young kids love to listen to stories. And when you invest adequate time with your children, sharing stories, making them up, family stories, or books, you instill virtues they can carry with them for the rest of their lives. Example, my great-grandma, she would take my mom and me to a family graveyard, and she would tell us stories about the loved ones in heaven. She shared with us the importance of family history. I was very young, and I loved hearing my great-grandma tell me stories. My grandma and mom continued to share family stories, and every once in a while, my daddy would open up and he would share a story from his past. My mom read books to us, mainly the little golden books. I loved those stories, Hansel and Gretel and Red Riding Hood. And when I moved into chapter books, sometimes she would read a chapter with me of Pollyanna and the Adventures of Heidi, because my mom loved those stories when she was young, which shows you the power those stories had over her. Back to family stories. Family stories are lovely because they usually have a message that kids can learn from. For example, My dad grew up during the Depression, and the stories he shared about his dad having a farm one minute and the next minute banks closing changed his life forever. My dad shared how his dad, Grandpa Floyd, never gave up. He took whatever job he could do to provide for his family. He would say, and the he being my Grandpa Floyd, any job is better than no job, and no one is too good to take a job, even if you don't want to do it. You take it for dignity and knowing God will provide a better job down the road, etc., etc. Hence, my dad was the hardest working man I know. And I took on various jobs starting at 11. And I am very proud to have opened my first savings account at 11 with the money I earned babysitting. It wasn't much, but my mom and dad instilled the importance of saving. Dad and mom felt it was important for all of us kids to know the value of money. And they told family stories to instill those values. Storytelling is a way of sharing a bit of wisdom with your audience. With storytelling, your child can help improve their listening skills. They will become more attentive and learn to increase their focus on the topic. But before you pick just any story, find out what your listener enjoys hearing about. Maybe it's elephants or dinosaurs or people like Booker T. Washington or Clara Barton. Storytelling nurtures the listener's imagination. When children listen to a story, it makes them imagine the characters, the plot, the setting. It's different from watching something on a screen. Yes, it is so different. Storytelling encourages children's imagination to run wild as the story unfolds. They can imagine the story however they want it to look in their minds. It can even enhance their creativity and make them open to new ideas. Storytelling also increases their cultural understanding, so that people who might be from a different part of the country or even from a different country, they might do things a little different or enjoy different foods. But when you get to know them and even enjoy a meal with them, you discover they really are not that much different. It's just how things might be done where they're from. For example, I remember I was in high school and a new boy came to school, and he was from California and I'm from Texas. And he had on a wildflower shirt where most boys wore plaid in our school. The new kid really stuck out. He quickly changed to plaid, but but by spring, some of his friends were wearing wildflower shirts. So they both learned people do things differently, but hey, let's join in because wildflower shirts are kind of cool. And it was interesting for us girls to observe. Telling stories opens the eyes of young kids to new things, places, culture, and traditions. Example from some of the books I've written. Harry the Camel takes place in the desert of Dubai. The students I've read to and have spoken with in America love hearing about Harry because they do not hear many stories that involve a camel. Therefore, they're super excited to hear all about Harry and how Harry learns to love himself just the way he is. Storytelling enhances the listener's communication skills. Reading and telling stories to children can increase their ability to express themselves. By that, I mean, they might share what they're thinking and even ask questions. As you continue to indulge in a storytelling activity with your listeners, they'll have a broader vocabulary as they pick up new words. Storytelling improves social skills. Through storytelling, children can learn to pay attention and listen actively to the person talking. They know to be more patient as they listen to others speak. It also opens their eyes to other people's thoughts and understanding of how each person's opinion varies. Storytelling can teach young children so many things about the world and life. It gives them plenty of opportunities to learn beautiful ideas and things that they've never encountered. Given these benefits, parents have all the reasons to spend quality time telling stories with their children. Storytelling is an excellent way to sharpen a child's memory. When you read a story, you can do a review or ask them to recall some of the details. Then ask them questions and see how much information they've retained. Storytelling makes learning easier. Telling stories to your little one is a stepping stone for the future of their academic learning. It's an excellent way to prepare them for school because it makes learning more accessible and more natural. In addition, as I mentioned earlier, storytelling helps increase a child's focus and concentration, which are very important as they begin attending school. Now that we have a feel for what storytelling and the power of storytelling, beginning with young children, let's turn our attention to creating strong, positive stories. We are all storytellers. Every time we share an event of the day, we tell a story. So from now on, please consider yourself a storyteller. Now, all we have to do is to perfect the skill. Here are some tips I use when thinking about possible stories for my audience. First and foremost, you must know your audience. This determines the vocabulary level to be sure the listeners or readers can comprehend the story. Second, know your purpose. For me, it's to embrace imagination. My stories have various themes: to love yourself, be kind to others, even if they're different, peace, and to believe in yourself. I put the time into thinking about my purpose as a storyteller. So please put in the time to think about your purpose as a storyteller. What message do you want to have your listeners and readers? What message do you want them to receive? One thing I did that you might enjoy doing as well is I thought about what world, what I want the world, what I want to help my audience, what I want their world to be. Well, I want them to smile and to giggle and to ask questions and explore. So ask yourself, what kind of world would you like to design for your listeners? Make a list of what you want to see in this world for your listeners. Then your purpose will come to you. From there, you can begin to think of stories to fit the goal you listed above. So let's look at some examples. Harry the Camel, purpose, to love yourself just the way you are. I used the desert and a camel. Harry wishes he had a smooth back like a horse, but something happened in the story, and Harry realized he's perfect just the way he is. A time to fly. A little bird is afraid to leave the nest. He wants to stay there because he's worried he cannot fly. He's just so happy where he is. But with the help of his mom, he realizes he can fly, and taking off he goes, soaring high into the sky. The story inspires children to believe in themselves and to soar. A Song of Peace is about a little boy who wants peace in the world, and people from all around the world begin to sing or say the word peace, and readers learn about positive thinking. To be kind, to love, and to believe we can help bring peace about, if only for a moment. One more example. My latest book coming out in October, Charlie and the Tire Swing. It's an intergenerational story involving great grandpa, grandpa, dad, and of course, Charlie, and how a huge pecan tree grew from a tiny acorn to the tree it is today. And Charlie now has a tire swing, and his adventures on the tire swing begin. The purpose is family stories and to embrace family. And Charlie and the Tire Swing is the beginning of the many adventures Charlie will go on with his imagination and the tire swing. Hence, embrace imagination. So take a piece of paper and write down what world you want to build. Who are the stories for? Who are your characters? Are they children, animals, birds, zombies, ghosts, real people, etc.? Think once more about the world you want to build. If you're having trouble, maybe think of a song you like, and it can inspire you to write a story. For example, the song You'll Never Walk Alone, a powerful song sung by Shirley Jones and Elvis Presley and other artists. Listening to the words can inspire a story for you. Example, a little one is afraid to be in his room alone because it's bedtime. Or how about a middle school student doesn't want to stand up in front of the class and give his report. He feels all alone up there. Or how about the song Joy, Joy, Joy? I've got the joy, joy, joy down in my heart. A story about joy. The little one discovers the true meaning of joy when he discovers blah, blah, blah. Or how about the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Is it ever going to stop raining? When will I see a rainbow? And when I do, I'm going to blank, blank, blank. Just go have fun. Those songs inspire stories. Storytelling is powerful, and you have the ability to create a positive world for your audience. A world they will remember, as my mom remembered Pollyanna and Heidi. You will create a world your readers and listeners will remember. You have planted seeds for the world you envisioned, just as I have planted the seed for loving yourself and being kind to others, which can lead to peace in the world, if only for a moment. Now, I spent time explaining what storytelling is and even the various importance of listening, comprehending, and how it improves children's ability to do well in school. All these topics play an important role for you as a storyteller and a message you want to bring. I mentioned you must know your audience, and that means not just their age, but the ability to listen and comprehend. An audience that has learned to listen and comprehend is an audience who will respond to the world you are creating with your stories. Your stories that provide a positive message help make the world a better place. I look forward to hearing from you and happy to help you get going with your storytelling. Thank you for attending to this session of Talking Heads. If you have any questions, you may reach me at diannfloydboehm.com, diannfloydboehm.com. And be sure to sign up for my newsletter and discover how you can have me attend events in your area or even an event on Zoom if you would like. Have a great day and remember to embrace imagination. Bye for now.